All right, so the equation of the circle. I guess everybody can see here. All right, so remember, the first thing we did is we rearranged. So I had x squared minus 8x. I left the space, so I'm going to complete the square of y squared plus 6y, leave a space, equals, and I'm going to move my 11 over since we have a negative 11. So take my b value divided by 2, I get negative 4. So it's going to be x minus 4. Negative 4 squared is 16, so I need to add 16 to both sides. Now I do my y's. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so it's going to be y plus 3. That quantity squared. 3 squared is 9. I need to add 9 to both sides. So when I combine my like terms over here, I get 14. So then my center is at positive 4, negative 3. And the length of the radius is the square root of 14. So this was last week. We did this last week, right? Like right whatever day we came back from. Blizzard. Wasn't really a blizzard, there's a lot of snow. Everyone okay? Questions about that? All right. So today what we're going to do, I've moved our schedule around a little bit because of the snow day and the way quizzes were going to fall. It's just ugly. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at tangent lines with Pythagorean theorem. Tomorrow, there's a bunch of different types of angles that happen in circles. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. Your homework on tomorrow will be part of your assignment for Wednesday, because Wednesday is another remote day. And we're back to that full Wednesday remote day. Excuse me. Thursday is going to be review. Friday then is going to be a quiz. Right? So that's our plan. At the end of this week, we're going to have a quiz. We're supposed to have a quiz tomorrow. But with snow days and the way everything was going to fall, I didn't feel right about that. Good? Okay. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem today, along with tangents. So we know that if a radius and a tangent intersect, we should have a right angle. If we have right angles, a lot of times we can create right triangles. So that's where the Pythagorean theorem is going to come in. So the first thing we want to do is I want to figure in this problem, is ST a tangent to circle P? Meaning, do I really have a right angle right here? Okay, so I can test that by using the Pythagorean theorem. Keep in mind, A and B are just going to be the legs. C has to be my hypotenuse, right? So I need to check, is 8 squared plus 24 squared, is that equal to 25 squared? We think, is it? No, they're not equivalent. So on the left-hand side, I had 640. I need to know, is that equivalent to 625? No, it's not. So no, it's not a tangent. Okay, so the Pythagorean theorem would have to hold true in order for that, for ST in this case, to be a tangent line. Does that make sense? I get a nod if you're okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for parts. Okay, so we're going to find the value of x in this case. Yes, and we're going to go ahead and assume that if it looks like it's a tangent, it's a tangent. Okay, so keep in mind, I still have a, b, and c to use for my Pythagorean theorem, right? So we can go a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 14 squared plus x squared is going to equal For my C, I have to use the entire hypotenuse, right? So it's going to be the quantity of x plus 11 squared. Are you good so far? So 14 squared gives me 196 plus x squared equals. Okay, now we need to distribute that, right? Keep in mind, that means x plus 11 times x plus 11. Okay, so I'm going to get x squared plus 22x plus 121. Are we okay with that? These are all very quiet today. Okay. All right. So now the nice thing is I have 1x squared on each side, right? So if I subtract away an x squared, all my x squareds are gone. Okay. So that's nice. All right. So now I just need to get my x's on one side, my constants on the other. So I can subtract 121 from both sides, and I would get 75 equals 22x. Divide 75 by 22. You get 3.4. So the length of the radius in this case is 3.4 units long. Is that all right? All right, you try the next one then. It's very similar. You try the next one. All right, have enough time? Who would like more time? I guess so. Anyone need more time? Okay. So on this one, I set mine up to be x squared plus 24 squared equals the quantity of x plus 18 squared. All right, so I have x squared plus 576 equals x squared plus 36x plus 324. Again, the nice thing is my x squareds cancel themselves out, right? Okay, so then I had to subtract 324 from both sides. I had 252 equals 36x. I divided by 36 and I had x equals 7. Is that okay? All right. The last one is a story problem. There was a problem like this on the air test a couple years ago. So it says the CN Tower in Toronto, Canada, has an observation depth 447 meters above ground. About how far is it from the observation deck to the horizon? The Earth's radius is about 6,400 kilometers. All right, so we have the Earth. Okay, so here's the Earth. Okay, and we have this observation, I can't say it, deck. That is 447 meters tall. Okay, so we're talking about this piece here is 0.447 kilometers tall. I'm going to put it in kilometers because what we have, Earth radius is in kilometers. Now, you're on top of this observation deck here. You're looking from there to the horizon. So what's happening is you created a tangent. When you see the horizon, you created this tangent. So if I were to draw in the radii, what's going to happen is then I can create a right triangle. So I end up creating a right triangle with a tangent and a radius. So keep in mind the radius here is 6,400 kilometers and 6,400 kilometers here. We want to know how far are we from the horizon, where the Earth begins to curve and you can't see past it. You see that okay? All right, so really it ends up being a Pythagorean theorem problem. Okay, so here's my a squared, my b squared, my c squared. Here is going to be a radius plus the observation tower. So we have 6,400 squared plus x squared equals 6,400.447 squared. So I end up just subtracting the two. I did the 6,400.447 squared minus 6,400 squared. And I got x squared equals 5,721.799,809, because I might have to put in whatever it was. Then I still have to take my square root. Right, so I'll take my square root. So I had 75.6 kilometers. Questions on that one? So the math on that isn't difficult, right? It's just Pythagorean theorem. But kind of visualizing that and drawing that out was a little more challenging, I felt like. Any questions from today's stuff? It's not too bad, right?